I now give the floor to Mr. Yu.Lucenka, Prosecutor General of Ukraine.
Dear President of the General Assembly, dear Secretary General, distinguished representatives of the Member States, it is a great honor to address you at the high-level debate to mark the 15th anniversary of the adoption of United Nations Convention Against Corruption. The United Nations contribution to combating global corruption can hardly be overestimated. Nowadays, the Convention serves as a basis for bringing the national legislation of each member state in line with the generally accepted methods to prevent and combat corruption. It also facilitates international cooperation in criminal cases, which is the key to bringing corrupted officials to justice. Having chosen a progressive future in 2014, the citizens of Ukraine washed away with their blood the debt of corruption from state bodies and gave us the power to reform our country for the common good. Former President of Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych, and his organized team fled the country, having misappropriated more than $40 billion United States dollars. Unfortunately, they have received full support from Russia, which not only violates its international commitments, including those within UN CAC, but supports financing of war and terrorism on our country and all over the world. Nevertheless, since the Revolution of Dignity, with the support of our international partners, we succeeded to make substantial steps in fighting against corruption in Ukraine. First of all, we applied special confiscation and recovered to the state budget for our nation's development 1.5 billion misappropriated by Yanukovych state mafia. The second, we accomplished an ambitious institutional reform and set up brand new anti-corruption institutions: Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office, National Anti-Corruption Bureau, Agency on Corruption Prevention, Asset Recovery and Management Agency. These bodies are already fully operational and deliver good results on a daily basis. Following our goal to ensure transparency and openness, we introduced fully opened registries of the ultimate beneficial owners of Ukrainian companies, as well as electronic declaration of 2.5 million government officials. The fourth, last year, 1,700 corrupted officials were convicted, which is in 3 times more than any year before the Revolution of Dignity in 1214. But the number of revealed crimes, indictments, or even court verdicts are not the only indicators of success in tackling corruption. If you have a breach in your ship, using pump is not enough. So, we introduced new legislation and managed to eliminate most serious corruption scams. These efforts generated savings of $7 billion annually. I would like to stress the importance of goodwill and commitment of the international community in fight against corruption. Today, criminals aiming to hide proceeds of their corruption offenses use sophisticated transnational scams, which may involve hundreds of companies and bank accounts in dozens of jurisdictions. Globalization does not bypass organized crime. While law enforcement agencies have to wait for months or even years for the disclose of bank transactions information, corrupt officials started to use cryptocurrency. In such an environment, we continue to cooperate with the international community to tackle organized crime and recover illicit assets. Therefore, I take this opportunity to encourage the United Nations community to actively contribute to tackle corruption all over the world and depriving criminals of their illicit assets. I truly believe that inevitability of punishment for criminals and confiscation of their illegal assets serve as the best response to corruption and demonstrate effectiveness of the UN CAC, which we celebrated now in this call. Thank you very much.